And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another proud production here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I am Philip Prince, your announcer for today's coverage. And we're here in Waller, Texas at Daikin Stadium where we have the matchup between the Cypress Mustangs and the Waller Bulldogs. Waller Bulldogs coming in with a record of 4-1 and 2-0 in district play. As for the Cypress Mustangs coming with a record of 3-2 overall, but 2-0 in district play as the teams are making their way out onto the field right now. It is pink out night here at Daikin Stadium for the Bulldogs. So you will see a lot of pink out here in the stadium right now as teams are just about set to get set and ready to go. The fans are steady making their way out to the stadium. Nice turnout for both sides of the field. Teams, I should say. Bulldogs coming in wearing the maroon helmet with the W on the right side, with the numbers on the left side. White, all white out tonight. White jerseys, maroon numbers with Waller maroon going across the chest. White pants with the solid maroon stripe going down the side. As for the visiting Mustangs, they will be coming in wearing all blue with the white helmet on the right side of the helmet. It has a CR in the shape of a Mustang with the numbers on the left side. Blue top, yellow numbers outlined in white, blue pants with the wrench going down the side of the pants. So clean look for both teams here for some Friday Night Light coverage for some football here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And this coverage could not be possible without the possible of our sponsors. I'd like to thank the Temple of Refuge Ministries located in Prairie View A&M University, Texas. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. Proud partner with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can catch and join the Temple of Refuge Ministries Bible study and sermons every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. by dialing 857-777-4411. Again, that number is 857-777-4411. And the Temple of Refuge Ministry Sunday service will be meeting every first and third of the month for the rest of the year at the location located in Prairie View, but every other Sunday, the second and fourth or fifth, you can catch the sermon by dialing 857-777-0000. The service will start at 10 o'clock. Again, that number is 857-777-0000. As they get ready to honor America, we'll step away momentarily, but keep it right where you got it here. Listen to the Mike Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Waller Corral just got due honoring America as both teams coming in with a little bit of a win streak of their own. For the Bulldogs coming in on a 3-game winning streak over the last 3 games, victories over Cypress Lake by a score of 54-21, and then Cypress Woods by a score of 41-38, and then Westside by a score of 49-7, and then for the Cypress Mustangs coming in 2-1 over their last 3 games, victorious over Cypress Parks by a score of 84-14, and then victorious over Cypress Springs by a score of 28-21, and then lost a nail biter to Memorial by a score of 21-20. But as teams are getting set, just waiting for the color guard to make their way off the field, but it is a beautiful night here. Beautiful sunset right now. No sign of any rain indicating it's coming this way. As Wangerets are making their way off to the field, captains are about to make their way towards midfield. We're getting ready and set for what should be a good contest for you guys tonight. Only here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. A reminder for Bulldogs, since joining 6A district since 2002, Bulldogs roughly right now off to a rough start, 6-24 overall. But since under Coach Mendoza, since he's taken over the head coaching duty since 2002, since 2003, the Bulldogs have been only up on the rise since 2023, 2-8 finish, finished 7th in district. Then 2024, things started to turn around, finished 4-5 in 2024, 2-5 in district, finished 6th. But here to the 2025 campaign, the Bulldogs off to a much better start, 4-1 overall, 2-0 in district play, and the Bulldogs are just trying to keep things moving in a positive direction. So the Bulldogs won the toss and will elect to defer till the second half. So the Cypress Mustangs will get the opening kickoff, moving from right to left on your dial. Bulldogs have a huge scoreboard here sitting in the south end zone, where we'll be able to tell how much time is left on the clock. Right now, you can feel the intensity about to rise up. Like I said, it is pink out night here for the Bulldogs, trying to send breast cancer awareness fans hopeful out with a win here on the Bulldog side. Back deep for the Mustangs will be number 24. That is Malik Pettis. Pettis is standing in about his own 10-yard line right now. Correction, that's number 14. That's Jordan Ruth, the return man for the Mustangs. Ruth is the lone return man. To kick for the Bulldogs will be number 16, Ethan Brennan. Brennan set to kick from his own 40. Now Ruth has been joined by his teammate number 11. That is Nate Carrier. So this is received by Carrier. Carrier trying to turn to the left side. Has a hold, not the 30. Finally going to be spun around, tackled by the 35. Correction, that's number 17, Tremone Harris. On the kickoff return, got a good return past his own 30. Say finally ran out of bounds past the 36. So the Mustangs will get this one starting at their own 36-yard line. So quarterback duties for the Mustangs will be number 12, Mason Leahy. Leahy going to hand this off to the running back. Runs to the right side. Has some blockers over there, but probably going to pick up 3 yards right there. It's correction. That's number 10, Braden Baker, the starting quarterback for the Mustangs. And that carry went to number 23, Peyton Thomas. Thomas, they would run to the right side of the field to pick up 2 yards right there for the Mustangs. Tackle made by number 99, Ivan Aguilar for the Bulldogs. So to bring up second down, 8 now for the Mustangs. Working in the shotgun formation. It's Baker now. He has 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Just a snap, looking to pass it to the right side. It's going to be caught out there by on the sideline, and then managed to stay in bounds to make a decent return. What's going to be about a yard shy of the first down was number 7, Derek McCullough on the reception. So it's going to make it a third down and 1 now for the Mustangs after that 7-yard reception. Now Baker looking to the wristband to get the design play call here for this third down and 1. Ball is at their own 45-yard line. Working in a shotgun formation. It's going to hand this off to the running back, trying to run to the left side, and it's going to have enough for the first down. And then some was able to pick up 10 yards on that carry. Was number 23, Thomas. So it'll be a first and 10 now for the Mustangs. Ball is past midfield into the Bulldogs territory, officially at the Bulldogs 46. Shotgun formation for Baker. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Baker looking to pass, going to be an overthrown ball intended for number 6, Joel Arnett. So it's going to make it a second down and 10 now for the Mustang. Stop the clock at 10 minutes. So let's see what the Mustangs can do here on this, their 6th play on this drive. Shotgun formation for Baker. 2 receivers to his right. The ball's a miscommunication on the handoff. The ball's going to be now recovered by Baker. Baker somehow got it at the 25, the 20. There's no Bulldog in front of him at the 5. He's going to be in for the touchdown. Somehow, some way, the Mustangs were able to come out fortunate on the miscommunication on the handoff right there. Baker able to keep it and just run it in himself for 46 yards. Point at the attempt for the Mustangs by Nate Carrier. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 9 minutes and 49 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, the Mustangs are able to strike first on their opening drive, taking the early lead 7-0 over the Waller Bulldogs. We'll take a quick break. Right back. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Go Mike Broadcast Network, where the Mustangs were able to strike out into pay dirt into the end zone on their first drive. So the Bulldogs are trying to see if they can retaliate with a touchdown of their own. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 10, Sherry. It's going to be a short kick, trying to make something out of nothing. It's Haynes. Haynes is going to finally just fall down as Haynes is able to have this caught and return about his own 25, able to get a decent return out of it to about his own 31. See where the official spot is for the Bulldogs here and where TK Gaines and his offense will get it. So let's say they'll get it from their own 32-yard line now. So 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs, starting from their own 32, moving from left to right, working in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to Gaines left, 1 to his right. Carter is the running back there. He's going to fake the handoff to Carter. TK looking to pass. Going to have the wide receiver, Mobile Gaines, and he's going to be mobile. He's going to have the reception pass, the 45. So Glowen able to pick up 16 yards on that reception. 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. 2 yards shy of midfield. Ball at their own 48-yard line. Gaines now working in the pistol formation now. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Ball's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter trying to run this to the left side and trying to run a defender off of him, but finally going to be brought down, but not until he picked up positive yardage. A good carry of 5 yards right there for Carter. So it's going to make it a 2nd down and 5 now for the Bulldogs. Some substitutions coming in for the Bulldogs. Some substitutions coming in for the Mustangs here. Clock is continuing rolling. 9 minutes. 9 seconds remaining here. Bulldogs looking over to the sideline. Got their play call now. Now ready to line up in the correct formation. Got a tight set here for Gaines. Tight set here. Trips to the right. 1 receiver to the left. It's going to be a pitch out to Carter to the right side. Trying to follow his block. He's going to force this one outside. The number's still on his feet. And finally going to be forced out of bounds. Good angle pursuit right there by the Mustangs defense to only allow Carter to get 2 yards right there. So it's going to break up a 3rd down and 2 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at, say, the Mustangs' 44-yard line. Gaines working in a shotgun formation now. Seems like he got a free play, but I don't see any call. Gaines going to try and throw this one down. Gaines was trying to get the Mustangs to jump off sides with the hard count. It looked like he was successful at first, but they didn't get the call. Don't see any penalty markers on the field. Gaines just thought he got away with one, got a free play right there. So tried to take a shot toward the end zone on the left side of the field right there, but just kind of overthrew his intended receiver, Haynes. So it's going to make it a 4th down and 2 now for the Bulldogs. And Mendoza's going to keep the offense out on the field right now. Shotgun formation for Gaines. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. This ball's going to be a keeper for Gaines. Gaines is going to be, don't know if he got the 1st down. Like he ran into the back of his own guard right there and kind of got stopped, his momentum. And then the Mustangs were able to wrap up Gaines from getting any more positive yardage right there. Gaines didn't get back to the original line of scrimmage right there. So it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Bulldogs, and the Mustangs are going to have this one at their own 44-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for Baker and his Mustang offense. Working in a shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. This ball's going to be handed off to the running back, number 23, Thomas, but he's met immediately once he touched that handoff for a loss of 5 yards right there. That was number 13, Kyle, getting in there fast for the 5-yard loss. So it's going to make it a 2nd down. I was going to say he lost 4. So 2nd down and 4 now for the Mustangs, pushing back to their own 40. 8 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. The Mustangs were able to capitalize on a touchdown, 46 yards out by the quarterback on their first drive. So now Baker looking to pass, going to step up in the pocket. Now he's going to take this and run to the right side. Has blockers and finally going to be tackled from behind, but not until he picked up the first down. The first down need to get 14. Be able to pick up 15 right there. So it's going to have it now past midfield into the Bulldogs territory at the Bulldogs 44-yard line now. So Baker has been dangerous with his feet so far. To see the Bulldogs can find a way to contain him right now. Baker's going to hand this one off to Thomas, the running back. Thomas somehow, some way was able to muscle his way out of the initial contact at the original line of scrimmage and keep those feet turning and get positive yards. It's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. So a good run right there of 9 yards for Thomas. Ball's now spotted at the Bulldogs 35-yard line now. 2nd and 1 now for Baker and his offense. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Tried to get the Bulldogs to jump right there on the hard count, but the Bulldogs showing some discipline right there. Almost got him to bite right there. But now we're ready to go here. Now gets the new play call from the sideline, does Baker in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Looking at the pass, going to take this check down to the running back on the swing right there on the right side. Initially didn't think he's going to have enough for the first down, but just enough of an extra push right there. Like they're going to try to see, they're going to try to measure right there, but it's going to be a quick measurement. It's going to say Thomas is able to get the 2 yards that he needed. Well, he only needed a yard, but he got 2 right there after the measurement. So now it's going to be at the, they say it's at the 40, but they 34-yard line, kind of in between the 33 and the 34 right there. Ball's going to be handed off to Thomas now. Thomas is going to try to stay on his feet, but he's going to run into a host of Bulldogs right at the initial line of scrimmage for no carry right there. So it's going to make it a 2nd down and 10 now for the Mustang. 6:28 remaining here in the first quarter. Mustangs are trying to add on to the early lead that they have right now. Now looking over to the sideline. Over there to the west side to get the new play call. Now they're ready to work. Baker working in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Had all day to pass, and he's going to take this one down to the running back, and it's going to try to muscle his way. Had nobody in front of him that about 5 yards when he caught that swing route, but then finally was able to be wrapped up by 2 Bulldogs right there to keep him short of the first down. Say Luke Wisnowski was able to tackle Thomas after that, say 6-7 yard gain, depending on how you want to call it. So you can say got 7 right there. So to bring up a 3rd down and 7 now. 3rd down and 3 now for the Mustang. 3 receivers to Baker's right. Now Thomas moves from right to left side of Baker. Now Baker looking to pass, going to throw a quick hitch route right there to the wide receiver, but in and out of hands. Probably was a little bit on it and a little bit behind the intended receiver, number 2. It was intended for number 6, Joel Arnett right there. So it's going to make it a 4th down and 3 now. Right now, head coach for the Mustangs, Mr. Dennis, going to keep the offense on the field right now, so it seems. Now, Baker working in the shotgun formation. Got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Gets the snap, looking to pass, going to throw a receiver. It's going to be short. Nice tackle made by the corner, David Brown III. Great play recognition right there. Mustangs were trying to hit Thomas on the swing. If Brown didn't make that initial break to the ball right after Thomas caught it, Thomas would have had enough for the first down, had blockers in front of him, but nice heads up and awareness play right there for for Brown to force the turnover on downs for the Bulldogs. So now the Bulldogs are going to have this one at their own 27-yard line. moving from left to right now, trailing by a score of 7-0. First drive had the turnover on down, so now they're going to see if they can have this one. And in this drive with better results this time, I'm handed off to Robert Carter. Carter runs this one to the right side, tried to cut back up the middle of the field, but finally spun around until he picked up 2 yards right there. So it's going to make it a second down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. About a half an inch yard shy of the own 30. Depends on where you want to spot it. They say the 29. Second down and 8 now for TK Gaines, working in an empty set now. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. It's going to take a shot downfield. It's going to try to connect with Mobile. It's going to be incomplete, out of the reach in the stretched arms for his receiver right there. Mobile had a step on the receiver right there. Excuse me, Mobile had a step on the defender right there. Just a little bit overthrown right there by Gaines, and Gaines for sure would like to have that one back. But now it's going to make it a third down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. Some substitution coming in now. Haynes coming in for number 10, K. Cherry. So now the Bulldogs are trying to see if they can pick up the 8 yards that they need to keep this drive alive. They quickly hurry up to the line now. 2 receivers to Gaines right, 1 to his left. Fakes the handoff to Carter. Looking to pass, now going to roll to his right. Going to try and throw this one to an open receiver. It's going to be incomplete. It is going to be complete. Mobile had to make a nice acrobat catch. Throw it, kind of turned him around, but able to stay in bounds and not run out of bounds for an illegal touch right there. Going to have this one now past midfield into Mustangs territory right there. So a good reception over 25 yards right there from Gaines to Mobile. So now to have it a first and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at the Mustangs 38-yard line. Clock's going to stop momentarily at 4:15 because Mobile did run out of bounds. Now Bulldogs have this one. Gaines working in the empty shotgun formation. There's some pressure coming in by by the Mustangs, and the Bulldogs just caught a break right there. The Mustangs sent some pressure right there, and it startled Gaines right there. Gaines just had to heave and throw that one up for a prayer, and just thought he got that one away from everybody, but kind of just stayed up in the air and in the field of play too long, and almost had been picked off by the Mustang defender right there, but this is why he played defense, and that's not on the offensive side. So unable to come away with the free interception right there. It'd be a second down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Pistol formation for Gaines. Sherry's going to be in motion from left to right. We got a stoppage in the play right now. We're going to have our first penalty marker of today's game. We're going to be going against the Bulldogs for the false start. So it's going to make it a second down and 15 now for the Bulldogs. Something that they didn't want to happen on this drive. A drive that was starting to head in the right direction after that big play. Now it's kind of seeming as wanting to stall, but nevertheless, Bulldogs still got 2 more opportunities to pick up that first down to keep the drive alive. Second down and 15 here. Bulldogs hurry up to the line of scrimmage now. He has men come in motion, and look like we're going to have a stoppage in the play. The Bulldogs never got set and ready. And I don't know if Mendoza has to take a timeout right there. So Mendoza is going to have to take a timeout right there. So we'll take a quick timeout. Side Ranch Mustangs leading the Bulldogs by a score of 7-0. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We'll be right back right after this. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium where the Bulldogs have this one. Second and 15 for them. Ball is at the Mustangs 43-yard line. TK Gaines going to have this one complete to his wide receiver. Wide receiver makes a nice catch and nice cut and move inside, and then makes it back a move back up to the middle of the field to avoid the initial first tackle, but then finally being tackled from behind. But it's going to make this a much more third and manageable for the Bulldogs. I'm going to say it's a third down and 6 for the Bulldogs. So Mobile able to have a 6-yard reception right there. So third down is 6-4. TK Gaines working in the shotgun formation. TK Gaines going to fake the handoff, going to roll this out in the bootleg. Going to have all day to run. Going to see if he has enough to get this to the first down. Going to angle this one. Is going to be, he is going to have enough for the first down. TK Gaines going to say he ran out of bounds over there on the left side of the field. Not a pretty generous spot right there. Could have been a little bit better, but they're going to say he ran out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. But he only needed to get to the 30. So we have a stoppage in the play right now. As you can see, that Coach Dennis, or one of the head coach, or one of the coaches over there on the Side Ranch's sideline, is very furious right now that they allowed Mr. Gaines for the Bulldogs to pick up that first down right there. The little, I guess you could say that little bootleg right there caught the Mustangs all off guard, and Gaines was just able to run to the left side of the field when everybody and the whole play thought the play was over to the right side. Luckily, there was a Mustang defender to only angle Gaines out of bounds, because that probably would have been a house call right there if Gaines just had a little bit more speed on him. But still a good run by the young man to keep the drive alive for the Bulldogs. First and 10 they will have it when they get out of this timeout. I want to remind our listeners that this broadcast being sponsored by the Temple Refuge Ministry, located in Prairie, Texas, built for the kingdom, one soul at a time. Proud partner with Build My Broadcast Network. And like to remind you, can share your scores and stories on the 24-hour message line by texting and calling at 936-463-2405. Again, that number is 936-463-2405. Let's get ready to resume back into play here. First and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Pistol formation for Gaines. One receiver to his left, two to his right. As we have another penalty marker. It's going to be another false start that's going to go against the Bulldogs. We say replay second down, so we replay first down. It'll be first and 15 now for Bulldogs. So just keep pushing themselves back. Seems like the Bulldogs just like to pad their stats here. Extra yardage. This ball now is going to be spotted at the Mustangs 33-yard line now. Ball on the left hash right now. Bulldogs are moving from left to right. Pistol formation for Gaines. Two receivers to his left, two to his right. Ball's going to fake the handoff to Gaines. Ball's going to be complete to Mobile. Mobile is going to be sitting at the first down marker. Going to try to get and manage to get back onto his feet and try to angle himself into the end zone, but finally tackled from behind. But did have enough for the first down. Needed 10 and got 13 right there. Was Mobile. So first and 10 now for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have this one now finally inside the Mustangs red zone. Officially at the Mustangs 18-yard line. 2:54 remaining here in the first quarter. Tight set for the Bulldogs here. Two receivers, two Gaines, right? One to his left. The ball's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter on the end around, screaming on the counter. Carter throwing off the fender, still spinning on his feet. Carter needs 1 yard to get in. Can he get the extra push? We're waiting on the indication right now. Here looks like he got it, but he might be a yard shy. Going to say Carter's not able to get in, so Carter able to get in and run that one to the 1 yard line for the 17 yard gain right there for Carter. So now it's going to make it a 1st and goal now for the Bulldogs. See what they decide to do here. They try to get a quick play and sneak it in. Didn't see them bring out the jumbo packs right there. Are they going to do that? They're going to hurry up to the line of scrimmage right there, trying to get a quarterback sneak, try to get an extra push from their fullback tied in, number 34. That is Alan Vasquez. I'm going to see that push from Vasquez is able to get TK Gaines in for the 1 yard touchdown. So Bulldogs are able to drive down, put an answer up with the touchdown on their own here, but it only took them another drive, but they'll take it however they can get it. Weren't able to capitalize on their first drive. Mustangs pick up their first penalty, but the penalty declines, so the touchdown will stand for the Bulldogs. Ready with the point at the attempt kick. Caden Key with the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. So 2:03 remaining here in the first quarter. Our score, the Waller Bulldogs and Cy Ranch Mustangs, all tied at a score of 7 apiece. We'll take a quick break. Be right back. Right after this, you're listening to Go Mike Broadcast Network.
outside. Meet me 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 outside.
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium here in Waller, Texas, where we're all tied at 7 apiece. I'd like to remind our listeners that you can visit our 24-hour stream at obnradio.com to catch any rebroadcast of games and special programs. As a big hit laid by the Bulldogs special teamer right there, number 6, Marvelous Brown, trying to get this crowd back behind the Bulldogs right there. So now it's going to have the Mustangs have this one starting at their own, their own 24, their own 27-yard line. The Mustangs were able to drive down on their first drive of the game. 7 plays, started at their own 36 and ended on a 46-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Baker, a broken down touchdown run, I should say. So this was going to be a handed off to the running back, number 23, Peyton Thomas. Thomas able to pick up, I'm going to say, a yard right there. Say they're giving him a generous spot right there. They're going to say he got 2 yards right there. So they're going to say 2nd down and 8 now for the Mustangs. Ball is now spotted at their own 29-yard line. 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Mustangs did receive the ball to open up this contest. So the Bulldogs will receive the opening kickoff to start the second half. Baker had this one in the shotgun formation, and this was going to be collapsed. The pocket collapsed on the Bulldogs, going to have Baker for the sack. Seeing that was a penalty mark over there on the far side of the field, but it looked like that's just a player's towel right there. So it's going to stand. So it's going to make it 3rd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Trace Geigley, one of those Bulldogs, able to sack Baker right there to make this 3rd down and 10 now for them. Now Baker Looking at the wristband, got the new play call. Now is ready to go. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Look like the Bulldogs going to send some pressure right there. The Bulldogs are going to not be able to get Baker in the backfield. It's going to be caught by the receiver just coming underneath of just the open midfield. There was no Bulldogs sitting in the middle of the field. Completed to number 10. Excuse me. Pass complete to number 6, Arnett, and Arnett was able to get the yardage that he needed for the first down to have this one now, say, at the 45-yard line of the Mustangs. Baker looking at the pass, going to take a shot to the sideline here. It's going to be incomplete. Great coverage right there by the Bulldogs cornerback right there. I'll say the safety number 22, Brennan Johnson. Arnett having himself a busy first half and a busy first quarter here. He got another target his way, but this one falls incomplete. So it's going to make it a second down and 10 now for the Mustangs. Clock stopped at 10 seconds here. So you see this will be the final play of the first quarter. Shotgun formation for Baker. Ball's going to be handed off to the new running back in number 0, Christian Wright. Christian Wright is going to be spun around. Got hit immediately when he got to the line of scrimmage, and then just got spun around forward for the 2 yards that they're saying that he's got down at. So that will conclude matters here in the first quarter. Side Ranch, Bulldogs all tied at 7 apiece. We'll take a quick break, but keep right where you got it. You're listening to the Mike Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium, where the Mustangs have this one to the field flip for them, going from right to left. They're going to have this going from left to right. They're going to try to take a shot downfield, but well covered by the Bulldog. Broken up by number 3, David Brown, the third, trying to hit his wide receiver, Arnett, over there. But Brown is going to be up to a task. He's going to be mostly covering Arnett. Arnett is a tall, lanky receiver. Got some nice skill sets and traits amongst the young man. Saw him as he's warming up. So he is Baker's favorite target, as right there, yet another target his way, but couldn't come away down with the catch due to the coverage by Brown. As it's going to force the punting unit. Our first punt here in today's contest is going to be made by number 11, Nate Carrier. And Carrier is able to pin the Bulldogs deep down into their own side of the field. He's going to say he's going to have this at their own 5-yard line. So the Bulldogs going to have this one now. Starting backed up at their own 5, but they have a chance now to take their first lead here in this contest. The Bulldogs will receive the kickoff to open up the second half of play. The Bulldogs trying to create as much momentum as they can heading into halftime. 11:43 remaining here in the second quarter. CK Gaines and his offense ready to work now, working in a pistol formation, 2 receivers to his left. Man in motion is Sherry, comes from left to right now. Ball's going to be handed. Fake the handoff from Carter. This ball's going to be incomplete. Try to complete his wide receiver mobile right there, but in and out of his hands. You tell him that he was trying to run with it before he made and secured the catch all the way. But probably say looking at the replay board right there, probably hurt the footsteps because took a big hit right there. Don't know if he would have been able to sustain the catch right there if he were able to even come away with it. But right now it's going to make it a second down and 10 now. The ball was lined up in the middle of the field. Now it's going to be moved all the way to the right hash right now. Now the ball's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter runs to the right side. Carter's got one man to beat. Carter's going to run him over around the 20-yard line. And finally tackled from behind, but able to get the first down. Tackled around about the 21, 22. So big run by Carter to get the Bulldogs back out of their own end zone here. Officially at their own 23-yard line. Now Bulldogs working quickly now here. Empty formation for Gaines. One receiver to his right, four receivers to his left. Mobile coming down screen to try to set up the little design screenplay. They're able to do so, and Mobile's going to have this one finally still on his feet. It's finally going to be the plays blown dead. Say about the finally at the 34 to 33, but enough for the first down. Mobile able to pick up 11 yards on that reception. So first and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at their own 33-yard line. You say 34. 10:47. Bulldogs have this moving from right to left. Again, the same formation now flipped to the other side of the field. Now Mobile coming in motion. Now they're going to fake the screen. Now Gaines looking to pass, going to step up in the pocket. He's going to take this pump fake. Now he's going to roll to the right side. Another pump fake is going to be incomplete. As Gaines was just trying to let the play develop, at one point he thought he would have just took off and run with as much time as he had. But that ball's going to fall incomplete. Well covered downfield, all by the Mustangs right there. Showing some man coverage right there as they didn't let the Bulldogs receiver out of their sight. So now it's going to make it a second down and 10 now for TK Gaines in this offense. Ball is spotted at their own 33-yard line. Clock stopped at 10:29. Now, Gaines got the new play call. Mobile comes in motion from left to right. Ball's going to hand it off to Carter. Carter steps. Now it's going to follow his blocker. Punches back to the left side. Now it's trying to throw off the bench. It's going to be finally just tackled at about midfield. Carter's a hard young man to come down. He runs hard, but that's another hard run and another first down run for the Bulldogs. Clock going to stop momentarily for the change to get assessed, but it continues to roll now here. Ball is spotted at midfield for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have some substitutions now coming in. Coming in for the Bulldogs be Trajan Boudreaux to give Carter a quick breather right now. So now TK Gaines ready to go. Two receivers to his left, two to his right, working in the shotgun formation. Mobile comes in, motion from left to right. Gaines going to step up in the pocket. Had a receiver open downfield. He's going to have this one complete to Caden Sherry. Caden Sherry is going to have this one just run out of bounds. Say pass the 35. Say at the Mustangs 32-yard line. So he stopped out of bounds. We'll stop the clock at 9:51. So Coach Dennis for the Mustangs is going to have to take a timeout, talk things over with his defense. Having a little trouble stopping this wall of offense right now. So we'll take a quick break. And we'll come back. We'll be right back right after this. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium where the Bulldogs have this one. First and 10 for them. Ball is at the Mustangs 32-yard line, moving from right to left. Little fake around. Now Gaines has is going to step up in the pocket, now trying to run to his right. Avoids one initial tackle. Now still on his feet, going to finally be wrapped out at around the numbers on the right side over there. Did all that running around to only get about 2 yards right there, but did a nice job to avoid the initial pressure right there as the pocket collapsed on him, able to avoid it. Thought he had a big gain right there, but had to angle it out right there. Kind of lost yardage right there as he was running east instead of north. But say he picked up 2 yards right there. We're going to say he picked up a yard, really. So it's going to say second down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. Ball's lined up over there all the way on the right side of the hash. Ball's going to be handed off to Bujo. Bujo makes one defender miss. Now going to bounce off to the right side. We got a penalty marker coming in behind the play. Another penalty marker coming in. 2 penalty markers after the play was blown dead, but there was a penalty marker blown initially right as the play developed. So it might go as a holding call going against the Bulldogs right there.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside. Defense, number 9. Holding. Offense, number 2. Those penalties will offset. Second down.
Both teams being penalized right there. So they will offset. So it will replay second down here. Got some substitutions coming in now for the Bulldogs. Big boy number 76 for the Bulldogs. Elijah Hall is going to be the extra lineman right now for them. Elijah Hall is no joke of every bit of 6'6" right there. Could have over exaggerate, but he's a pretty tall young man right there. Second down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. Game working in shotgun formation. He's going to step up, going to try to pass, trying to direct traffic with his finger. Spins out of one play, and it's going to be finally tackled at about the 25. So TK Gaines able to pull some Houdini magic right there to spin out of a tackle, and somehow, some way would have probably only been a play for maybe 2 yards, but it's going to make it a third down and 2 now for the Bulldogs. You can say the Bulldogs are in field goal territory right now, but they would definitely like to see this drive end off with 7 instead of 3. But you can say it is fourth down and go to go if the Bulldogs are not able to pick up this first down off the 2 yards that they need right now. Mendoza and the head coaches are, and the coaches are lined up out here. Look, they're going to have to take a timeout. They didn't have the correct personnel out on the field right now, so correction. So they're not going to take the timeout. They might just take the delay of game. But it's like the side judge here is going to come in and see if the Bulldogs want to take the delay of game or the timeout. Got the head coach for the Mustangs, Dennis, out here trying to see if he can get an explanation right now. But you see Mendoza down here saying that he was indicating for the timeout. So it looks like they will reward Mendoza with the timeout. So they're waving off the delay of game. So we'll take a quick break for Waller taking their second timeout here, but we'll be right back. Just keep right where you got it and dial. You're listening to the Mike Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, as the Bulldogs came out of that timeout trying to hurry up and snap the ball and catch the Mustangs off guard. I don't know if the Bulldogs are going to get penalized for the false start here. My end looks like they did move a little early. Mendoza is trying to plead and fight for his case to have it go against the Mustang, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to win over the call right there. So it's going to go against the Bulldogs and push them back 5 yards. So it's going to make this a third down. It was 3. It's going to be third down and 8 now for TK Gaines and this offense. Some substitutions coming in now for the Bulldogs. And now Gaines was looking over to sideline to get the new play call. Play clock is at 8 seconds now. Now the Bulldogs finally lined up right on line of scrimmage, ready to go. Gaines gets the snap, looking to pass, going to step up in the pocket, now rolling to his right. Has enough for the first down. If he takes it and running, he is going to do that. As we got some extra going in right now. Hopefully the Bulldogs don't get flagged right now. As you can see that big boy number 76, Elijah Hall was just laying all over the defender right there after the end of the play. And he got up and, of course, was very frustrated. Luckily, the Bulldogs didn't get flagged for anything. But right now, the officials are huddled up. Trying to see if they're going to flag the Bulldogs right there. But the play should stand. TK Gaines was able to pick up the first down that they needed to keep the drive alive. Say he ran out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So while the officials are huddled up right now, we do have a penalty mark out on the field right now. So while they decide to talk things on, we'll step away momentarily. Keep right where you got it. You're listening to Go My Broadcast Network. So the Bulldogs end up getting penalized right there for the unsportsmanlike call right there, and Mendoza is infuriated with that call right there. So instead of the Bulldogs having this one at their own, at the Mustang 20, they're gonna have this one at the Mustang 45-yard line, 35-yard line. As Mendoza is still trying to plead for his case right now. The head official is not letting him have it. He let him go for as long as he could, but judge is not going to change his call. So it's going to be first and 10 now for Bulldogs. Bulldogs still huddled up right here. Just going to see. Finally, the head official breaks, at least blowing the whistle to break the Bulldogs huddle. So Bulldogs had a long time to talk out what play they would do right here. So now the play is getting ready to resume. 7:48 remaining here in the second quarter. TK Gaines going to have this on the design quarterback keeper. Going to have this run to the right side, follow his blocker. It's going to be brought down. Running north, had enough for the first down, but had to angle it going east. Thought he can angle it and outrun the defense, but got tackled from behind as he's trying to angle it. So it's going to make it second down and 3 now for the Bulldogs. Picked up 7 right there on the design quarterback keeper. So Ball is now spotted at the Mustangs' 28-yard line. 7:16 remaining here in the second quarter. Scores all tied at 7 apiece. Shotgun formation for Gaines. Two receivers to his right, one to his left. Gaines on the quarterback keeper has Elias Hall in front of him. Going to try stay on the feet, running to the fender, and Hall is going to, TK Gaines is going to be in for the touchdown. I'm seeing a penalty marker out on the field right now. Penalty marker at about the 33 of the Mustang. If it stays, no, that's not a penalty marker. That's just a pink flag, a pink towel. Looked like a penalty marker when the lights have cut off. Looked yellow from up here from the press box. So the 28-yard touchdown run by TK Gaines is going to stand. Point out the attempt is up, and it is no good off the goalpost. So it's going to make our score Wall Bulldogs 13, the Cy Ranch Mustangs 7. Bulldogs not able to extend their lead to 7 after the missed point after attempt. Hitting off the left. Upright. Bulldogs able to take their first lead in this contest. And able to take the momentum here on Pink Out Night. Remind our listeners that you can become a listening partner visiting the obnradio.com to help continue coverage for your community and our community. You can support the Open Mic Broadcast Network by clicking the donation button. Anything you do will give will be greatly appreciated to produce what we can for these students. So back deep for the Mustangs will be number 14, Jordan Ruth, and number 17, that is Harris. Harris has this one past the 50, past the 45, past the 30, past the 20, past the 25. He has enough to be, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. We have a penalty marker back around the 35. If it stands, it's a 95-yard touchdown. Kickoff return by Harris. But again, we have a penalty marker around the 28-yard line. Bulldogs catch a break there. Mustangs get flagged for holding. Harris was able to turn on the Jets right there. Got this one all the way on the far side, on the sideline. Was able to outrun the Bulldogs special team right there. But you can credit that hold to why Mr. Harris was able to get as far as he did. So now, instead of this being a 95-yard touchdown, it's going to have the Mustangs taking this one back at their own 18-yard line. 13-7 is our score here in the second quarter. Bulldogs will be receiving the ball to open up second half of play. But now Baker's ready to go back out here, trailing for the first time here in this contest. Ball's going to be handed off to the running back, Thomas. Thomas shake off one defender, is going to bounce off to the left side, makes a one move, cut back up to the field, still on his feet, able to get this one past the 40, say the 42. So good run, about 28 yards right there for Thomas. Finally ran out of bounds by Bulldogs defender McGarry. So, but not until Thomas was able to pick up the 20-plus yards right there. So we'll make it 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. 6:24 remaining here in the second quarter. Barker and his offense trying to work quicker now here. trailing for the first time. Barker looking to pass, going to throw this one to the intended receiver. That's intended for number 6 here. Excuse me, number 8, Manny Lehigh. So Manny Lehigh, should say. Baker's pass was a little bit too hot and too high for Lehigh coming down on that quick in and out route. Couldn't catch the ball falling down to the ground. So it's going to make it a 2nd down and 10 now for the Mustangs. 6:13 is where our clock stopped. Baker working in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Yeah, we're going to see. Yeah, there is going to be a penalty marker. Might be for illegal motion, as there was a man coming in motion from left to right, and then the lone receiver down here was moving at the same time. Mustangs were trying to execute the jet sweep right there. Did go for about 6 or 7 yards right there, but they didn't blow the play dead. So now it's going to back up the Mustangs now 5 yards to their own 37-yard line. That was the Mustangs' 10th penalty. You can say the Bulldogs, Mustangs' 4th penalty. And the Bulldogs so far have 4 penalties of their own. So after that penalty marker, 2nd down and 15 now for the Mustangs. Shotgun formation for Baker. Low snap, but able to manage it. That's going to throw this one to the receiver underneath, trying to connect with Arnett, but well covered and sticking to his hip. None other than number 3, David Brown III. Arnett trying to catch that drag route underneath, trying to put it into their playmaker's hands to see if he can turn that 2nd down play into a much more 3rd down, but it's only able to go for 2 yards. So it's going to make it a 3rd down and 13 now for the Mustangs. Ball is spotted at their own 38-yard line. 5:14 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Working in the shotgun formation is Baker. This play, 3 receivers to his left. Looking to pass. Going to have a receiver open. It's going to be having past the 40. Makes one cut. And it's going to be at the 25. Got one defender. He's going to be still on his feet. Spun around. Finally tackle around about the 5-yard line. He can thank the Bulldogs can thank Mr. Arnett to running into McCullough right there, from stopping him from getting into the end zone right there to allow the Bulldogs to tackle him from behind. So it's going to make it a 1st and goal now for the Mustangs. Ball is spotted at the Bulldogs' 5-yard line. Clock continues rolling. 5:40 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Working in the shotgun formation is Baker. Has McCullough comes in motion from right to left. The ball's going to be kept by Thomas, and the ball is losing. The ball is recovered by the Bulldogs. Another mishandle on the handoff by the Mustangs from quarterback to running back, but the Bulldogs this time are able to make it hurt and able to capitalize on the first turnover in this game, and couldn't have come at a better time when they needed, when the Mustangs were knocking on their door. So now the Bulldogs going to have this one. Seemingly where they got their last drive. They were backed up at their own 5, but were able to drive the length of the field to score a touchdown. Capitalize off of the 28-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, TK Gaines. So they're going to see if they can duplicate what they did not too long ago. So working in the pistol formation is Gaines. Gaines going to hand this one off to Carter. Carter trying to run this to the left side, but just ran this one right into a hole. And a host of Mustangs waiting for Carter. Going to see if he even got a yard right there. Yeah, I was going to say Carter just got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to make it a second down and 10. Clock is rolling at 4 minutes. Play clock is at 15 seconds. Bulldogs coming in wearing the all white here on the pink out night. TK Gaines looking to pass. That's going to avoid the pressure. Has to come out of the pocket. It's going to throw this one completed to the wide receiver number 2. That is Michael Tashinj for the Bulldogs. But we have another penalty marker coming in right now. Don't know if this one's going to go against the Bulldogs. Kind of came behind the play. So the Bulldogs pick up their 5th penalty here for the holding. TK Gaines was not able to get out of that pocket cleanly. Now it's going to make it a second down and 13 now for the Bulldogs. Clock continues to roll here. 3:32 remaining here in the second quarter. Shotgun formation for Gaines. Gaines going to keep this on the design. Quarterback here makes one man miss. Finally going to be stopped, but not until he picked up the first down. So nice play call by the Bulldogs on the quarterback keeper. Able to pick up the first down. TK Gaines almost was able to make this one a house call. He was able to make one more defender miss. And a nice juke move right there. But as he was making that juke move, got tackled from behind to stop the play, but was able to pick up 15 yards right there. We have a hurt Mustang that's happened to be helped off the field. That's number 17 right there. Who had the long kickoff return, but negated by the penalty. That's Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris able to walk to the sideline, so now they're ready to resume play. First and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Pistol formation for Gaines. Gaines going to hand this off to Carter. Carter trying to run this to the right side, trying to see if he can get out of that tackle right there, but they're going to say he finally got wrapped up and stopped forward progress at about 23. So let's say Carter got 3 yards on that carry. He's going to make it a second down and 7 now for the Bulldog. Get moved from right to left. Bulldogs and the Mustangs each have 1 timeout remaining here, but they both will have the free timeout when we come upon the 2-minute timeout. 2:27 remaining here in the second quarter. Gaines working in the shotgun formation. Sherry comes in promotion from left to right. Steps up in the pocket is Gaines now rolling to the right, trying to set his feet, makes one man miss. He's going to finally just fall forward. We're going to see if they took an extra hit right there. Looked like he did got a little friendly fire right there, but not seeing no call for a late hit right there. But that will take us to the 2-minute timeout after that run by TK Gaines. Only go for about 2 yards, so it's going to make it a third down and 6 when we come out of this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to the My Broadcast Network. The Bulldogs lead by a score of 13-7 over the Mustangs. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium in Waller, Texas, where the Bulldogs have the lead over the Mustangs of Cy Ranch by a score of 13-7. The Bulldogs have this one moving from right to left. Third down and 6 for TK Gain in this offense. Ball is spotted at their own 23-yard line. Gaines has three receivers to his right, one to his left. Looking over to the sideline, getting to know the new play call from his quarterback coach, Blake King Bartlett. Now, the Mustangs are sending pressure, but Gaines is able to avoid it. Now looking to pass, going to take this one and run it. Makes a cut off field. Finally makes one with the defender miss. Back to 35. Finally brought down back to 40. But great job by TK Gaines to avoid the pressure that was sent by the Mustangs. Got out the pocket, rolled his own all the way to the left. Made a defender miss, made a cutback up midfield, and finally brought down, tackled behind at the 39-yard line. So great awareness, keep the play alive by TK Gain once again. So now it's going to have this one 1:30 remaining in the second quarter. Shotgun formation for Gaines, two receivers to his left, two to his right. Looking to pass, now Gaines rolling to his left, trying to point out traffic. Is going to take this, going to be incomplete. Had his open receiver right there, Mobile, and you can tell that he was trying to lead Mobile a little bit too, but Mobile was more stationary on that, trying to catch that ball right there instead of trying to be on the move. The same page with Games, but it's going to make it a second down and 10 now. Clock's going to stop at 1:16. The Bulldogs still do have one timeout right now. The Bulldogs are trying to see they can at least get into the end zone one more time, or at least get a field goal here to extend their lead going into halftime. So now the Bulldogs trying to run a misdirection screenplay, and it's going to be complete to Mobile. Mobile having himself a busy first half here. He catches another one for another first down for a gain of 10 yards right there. Gaines able to pump fake it to the left side and got it back to the right side for where the screen is supposed to go. So now this is going to be incomplete. Mobile and Gaines again not on the same page right there. Gaines threw a beautiful ball to Mobile that went off of his hands that would have hit him right in stride. And Mobile couldn't get his head turned around in enough time to even know that the ball was coming his way. Gaines did a nice read of reading the defense and tried to needle that ball right into a tight window, but like I said, couldn't come away with the catch right there with Mobile. So we'll make it a second down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Clock's going to stop at 54 seconds. Shotgun formation for Gaines, two receivers to his left, two to his right. Pump fakes, now going to try and avoid the pocket. Rolling to his right, makes one man to miss. Now spins out of another one. Just finally going to be spun and brought down. Just going to see what the Bulldogs do right here. He's going to have to take another timeout. So Bulldogs going to have to burn their last timeout here. Clock's going to stop at 40 seconds. It's going to make it a third down, say 7 here for Mendoza and his offense. Ball is spotted past midfield at the Mustangs 47-yard line. So we'll take a quick break, but keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Bulldogs leading the Cy Ranch Mustangs by a score of 13-7. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium here in Wallen, Texas, where the Bulldogs have this one. 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs. TK Gaines trying to see if he can get out the pressure, and he does so. It's going to throw this to his running back on the check down, and that's Robert Carter lowering the shoulder, and they're going to take this one and run out of bounds, stop the clock at 32 seconds, and have another first down for the Bulldogs. So TK Gaines has been able to slip his way out of multiple occasions out of that pocket and keep the play alive as he pulled another one right there to complete that pass to Robert to have this one now at the Mustangs 36-yard line. Shotgun formation. Gaines looking to pass, and Gaines going to take the sack right there. Ill-advised time to take a sack right there one time. Mustangs are able to get to Gaines, so Bulldogs have to hurry up to the clock. No timeouts left. 10 seconds left here. They're going to just trying to heat one up to the end zone as this is going to be sacked from behind as TK Gaines takes a hard hit. Hopefully he's all right. And he was showing indications of his shoulder. But he's all right as that's going to be the end of the first half. TK Gaines does take a big hit, but he's able to get up onto his feet and to make his way to the field house. And that will conclude our final play here in the first half. The Bulldogs are leading by a score of 13-7 over the Cy Ranch Mustangs. The Bulldogs will receive the ball to start the second half of play when we come back. But we'll take ourselves a little halftime break. But keep right where you got it. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
One, two, meet me outside. Oh, meet me outside. 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 Yo, meet me outside. Meet me outside. Meet me outside. One, two, meet me outside. Oh, meet me outside. 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 Yo, meet me outside. Meet me outside. What? Woo! One, two, meet me outside. Oh, meet me outside. Meet me outside. Yeah. Meet me outside. Meet me outside. Meet me outside. Yo, meet me outside. Meet me outside. Meet me outside. What? 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 Woo! One, two, meet me outside. Oh, meet me outside. 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 Yo, meet me outside. Meet me outside. Meet me outside.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're about 2 minutes till this halftime is over with. Teams are still making their way out, getting stretched and loose, coming out of the field house. Waller Band just wrapping up their performance so as they get ready to make their way off the field after a well performance to entertain this crowd while we were gone. We're able to give some stats for you guys for the Bulldogs. So far, these are unofficial stats. Bulldogs were able to have a total of 130 yards of offense in that first half. 4 penalties for about 15 yardage, able to capitalize on their scoring drives. 1 yard touchdown run from TK Gaines, and then a 28-yard touchdown run from TK Gaines. Then the point at the attempt was missed off the left upright to have the Bulldogs only capped at 13 points in that first half. And then for the Cypress Mustangs were able to put up a total of 120 yards unofficially in that first half, picked up 4 penalties on their own, and then were able to put up 7 points in that first half, coming after their first opening drive in the first half. Started at their own 36, were able to drive down 7 plays, ended off on a 46-yard touchdown run, a broken play that ended up for a touchdown by the quarterback, number 10, Brandon Baker. And that's where we have it. The Bulldogs leading by a score of 13-7. And the Bulldogs will be receiving the ball to open up second half of play. So as the teams are making their way back out to the field again, this is peak out night here at Dyke Stadium for the Waller Bulldogs. Bulldogs coming in wearing the maroon helmet, all white. Maroon helmet with the W on the right, numbers on the left, the white top. Waller going across the chest. Maroon numbers outlined in black with white pants with a maroon stripe going down the side of the pants. Then for the Mustangs coming in wearing the white helmet with the C and R shaped of a Mustang on the right side of the helmet with numbers on the left. Blue jerseys with yellow numbers trimmed in white with blue pants with the wrench going down the side on each side of the pants. So the Bulldogs again will have this one when we open up the second half of play. They will be receiving from left to right to start their opening drive. So back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 10, Cade Sherry, and number 12, blowing mobile. And Sherry standing at about their own 15-yard line. Say mobile now. Standing at about the 20-yard line, and Sherry's going to stand at the 5-yard line. To kick deep for the Mustangs will be number 11, Nate Carrier. Carrier to kick from his own 40. Nice turnout here from both sides. Nice turnout for the hometown Waller. And Mustangs were able to travel well for themselves. So this is going to be caught made by Allen Haynes, the return man for the Bulldogs, but not able to make much of the return. Probably only got about 2-3 yards after the initial catch spot. So they're going to have this one starting past the 25 at their own 26-yard line. 11:57 here. The Bulldogs trying to improve their overall record to 5-1 and improve to 3-0 into district play. So TK Gaines coming out back here to start this first drive here in the second half for the Bulldogs. Gaines working in the pistol formation. Got two receivers to his left, two to his right. Gets the snap. He's going to hand this one off to Carter, who's going to get the responsibilities this first drive. And he's going to probably run that one to the left side and get stuffed up for about a 2-yard gain. So we're going to make it second down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. I'm going to say he picked up 3, so second down and 7 now for the Bulldogs. Wind is kind of picked up. Wasn't much of a factor in that first half. A light breeze seemed to play indication here in the kicking game as this game makes its turn. So working in the pistol formation now, his game is going to have one off to Carter. Carter trying to run to the right side, slip through a little hole and is able to do so successfully. But it's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. Was able to slip through the line of scrimmage and was almost to break off, almost was able to break away from the arms of those Mustangs right there for a bigger gain, but only able to go for about, you could say, 6 yards right there. So going to make it third down and 1 for the Bulldogs. Ball is spotted at their own 35-yard line. It's a formation for Gaines. Two receivers to his left, two to his right. Gets the snap. The nice job by Gaines. The Mustangs were sending the house right there. And Gaines did a nice job of pulling it right there when he could have handed it off to Carter, but he would have been tackled for a loss and able to throw this one to Cade Sherry, sitting right there at the flat at the first down marker to have it. This one now at the Bulldogs 40-yard line, first and 10 now for them. Shotgun formation, two receivers to the left, two to the right. Gaines trying to see if he can get the Mustangs to jump off signs, but to no avail. Now looks over to the sideline for the new play call. Now telling Robert Carter his new assignment. Sherry comes in for motion from left to right. Ball's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter trying to dance his way out of the backfield to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Say he did so, did got 1 yard out of that, so it's going to make it a second down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. Personnel changes coming in now for the Bulldogs. Number 34, Alan Vasquez is going to come in now for Robert Carter. We have a stoppage in the play right now. We got a timeout. Don't know what the timeout is for. It's like we're respotting the ball. So it looks like we're ready to go now. Just a respot of the ball timeout. So second down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. 9:17 remaining here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs leading by a score of 13-7. Here's their opening drive. This one's going to be a quarterback keeper, and it's going to be TK Gaines keeping it, trying to run up the middle of the field, but probably only going to get about 2 yards on that run. Run into a wall of Mustangs right there. So it's going to make it a third down, say 6. Say a long 6, a short 7. 8:44 remaining here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs now going to try and line up with the 4 receivers over there on the far side, on the left side, and then the 1 receiver down here on the right. That's Allen Haynes. So now the Bulldogs try to run the screen play and had his receiver Sherry, if he was able to connect them on a slant route, but his ball was overthrown and actually could have been picked off by the Mustang safety, but not able to make the catch, diving to the ground. So it's going to make it a fourth down at 6, and Mendoza's going to bring out the punting unit to try to see if he can flip the field and pin the Mustang deep inside their own territory. Clock stopped at 8:27. Back deep for the Mustangs will be number 6, Mr. Joel Annette. We'll have a stoppage in the play. It's going to be a penalty marker for a delay of game. Correction, it's not Mr. Arnett. It's going to be number 7, Derek McCullough, the second. Bulldogs pick up their first penalty here in the second half. Their sixth penalty overall. So now make this a 4th down and 11 now for the Bulldog. McCullers standing at about his own 25-yard line, and Brendan standing at about his own 25-yard line. Brendan gets the snap, gets the punt. This one takes a Bulldogs bounce, going to finally take a bounce around 25 and angle itself and roll out of bounds, say about the 22, 23, depending on the official spot. So 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. They're going to get their first drive here in the second half of play here in the third quarter, trailing by a score of 13-7-2. The Waller Bulldogs trying to see if Reed and Baker could put together a drive here to see if he could take the lead right back for the Shy Ranch Mustangs offense. So now he's ready to work here, working in the shotgun formation. Going to hand this one off to his running back, Thomas. Thomas trying to run to the right side, and he is going to be able to run so successfully. He's still on his feet, and somehow finally going to be brought out of bounds. Trying to tackle him out of bounds, trying to do so was number 52, Tracy Geigley. But Thomas was not easily going down without a fight. Able to pick up about 9 yards right there. It's going to be very close to the first down, but they're actually going to indicate it as he had enough of the first down. So he picked up 10. So 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs after that 10-yard run by Thomas. So now the chains are finally set. 7:40 remaining here. Baker ready to work, working in shotgun formation. One receiver to the right, two to the left as well. It's going to be handed off to Thomas once again, and Thomas running hard up the middle for another 11-yard gain now. So back-to-back 10-plus yard runs by Thomas here. Back-to-back first down runs. They have this one now at their own 44-yard line. Kind of working with a little bit of more tempo here now are the Mustangs. Now looking to the wristband for the new play call. Now Thomas goes from Baker's right to his left. Two receivers to Baker's left. Now has his receiver from the right. Getting motion set. Now handles it off to Thomas, trying to run to the right side, trying to follow his blockers, let the play develop. Makes one man miss, but not until he finally got tackled from behind. Going to be a yard shy of midfield. Ball's going to be still spotted at their own 49-yard line on their side of the field. 6:50 remaining here. Second down, they say 4. They say second down and 5 here for Baker and the Mustang offense. Baker has two receivers to his left, one to his right. Low snap, but able to manage it. Hands off to Thomas. Thomas is going to take this one and run this one up the middle of the field once again. Just run through the teeth of that defense. Need to pick up 5. It got 6. So now the ball's past midfield into Bulldog territory. Officially at the Bulldogs' 45-yard line. Baker and his offensive line. Skill guys looking over there to the sideline to get the play call for this 1st and 10 play. Again, Mustangs moving from right to left. Now Baker is ready to go. Two receivers to his left, one to his right. Gets set now. It is on the right side is Thomas. Who's getting the handoff right now is Thomas. And Thomas is going to be wrapped up in the backfield for a huge loss. Right there making that tackle is number 25, Joey Bazan for the Bulldogs. So it seemed like Thomas was able to get positive run back to back to back, but this time the Bulldogs were able to sniff this one out and tackle him for a loss of 6 right there. He's going to make it a second down and 16 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is past midfield, back into their side of the territory at their own 49-yard line. 5:28 remaining here in the third quarter. Parker now changing the formation now. He's ready to set here. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his right. The ball's smacked. It was a loose, poor snap right there. And graciously, Baker is just able to fall on it until before the Bulldogs was able to get their second turnover. But now it's going to make this a third down and forever now for the Mustangs. It's like 3rd and down and 23. Ball is pushed back down to their 42-yard line. Parker trying to see if he can get as much back after that mishandle on the snap. So now Parker's going to go in motion. This was going to be incomplete, almost intercepted by the safety number 23, Hubertus. Hubertus would have had his 5th interception on the season right there, but the ball came up just a little bit short and out of his reach as he was diving for that one. But the Bulldogs come away with another huge 3rd down stop to make it 4th down to bring out the punting unit. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be Caden Cherry. Caden Cherry was standing at about his 15, but now moves up to his 20. Kick deep for the Bulldogs will be, for the Mustangs was number 11. Carrier's punt's going to take a decent Mustang roll and finally be down by the special teamsman Crosby for the Mustangs at the Bulldogs 22-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs are going to get this one now. Their second look of things here. And the lead, leading by a score of 13-7. Tristan Gaines is trying to see if he can empower that offense here, if they can put together a good drive to extend this one here and extend their hopes of winning and improving their record to 5-1 and 3-0 overall in district play. Now TK Gaines ready to work back here, moving from left to right. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to hand one off to Carter. Carter trying to run to his right side, makes one man defeat, trying to step off on the defender. Carter's at the 50, Carter's at the 45, Carter's at the 35, Carter's still on his feet at the 20, Carter's at the 15, Carter's at the 5. Carter's going to be in for the touchdown. So Robert Carter is able to run in 78 yards for the touchdown. And just like that, one play and into the end zone, and the Bulldogs able to extend their lead. We got a hurt Mustang on the field right now. Don't see any penalty markers right now. But while they tend to, that injured Mustang will step away momentarily, but keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium, where the Bulldogs have the offense out back on the field right here to attempt the 2-point conversion. Bulldogs now, it's going to keep this one now. It's going to be kept by Gaines. Gaines going to have this one and run angle to the outside. Did he get enough for the power line? And he did. So the Bulldogs are able to get the 2-point conversion in successfully to have this one now. Waller Bulldogs 24. I'm sorry. It should be the Walker Bulldogs 21 and the Cy Ranch Mustangs 7. Clock is stopped at 4:07. Bulldogs are able to extend their lead right there off of one play, one score, 78 yards, Mr. Robert Carter. To remind our listeners that you can join the Temple of Refuge Ministries Bible study sermons every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 by dialing 777-4411. Again, that's every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that number is 857-777-4411. Again, you're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics since 2002. This kickoff return is going to be returned by the return man trying to find blockers and does so at the 30, past the Bulldogs into their side of territory, and finally angled out of bounds. That was number 1, Jacoby Lee on the return. Got a good return and had nothing but blue blockers out in front of him. Able to get this one past midfield into Bulldog territory, and finally ran out of bounds. Almost was able to make this one another house call, but would have stand, but got tackled out of bounds about the 18-yard line. So they're going to have great starting field position here. So officially at the 17-yard line is where they will get this one on the Bulldog side of the field. So Baker trying to see if they can cash in on this great starting field position here. Starting inside the Bulldogs 20-yard line, 3:53 remaining here. Learning this ball's going to be headed off to the running back Thomas for a second. Thomas was going to be wrapped up for about 2 yards, able to spin out of that one and keep its balance and get about 5 yards right there. But we got a late penalty marker coming in after the play. It's been dead right here by the side official. So we'll see what the call is. The Bulldogs picking up their 7th penalty, where this one would move the Mustangs just a little bit closer now and give them a whole new, fresh set of downs here. 1st and goal now. Ball is spotted officially at the Bulldogs 6-yard line. 3:36 remaining here. Bulldogs lead by a score of 21-7, but Mustangs have a chance to tap into that lead as they're trying to get so here. There's going to be a short pass. The ball's going to be, they're going to say it is a touchdown. That was number 2, William Blaylock, the second, the tight end for the Mustangs. Baker's able to connect with him, and Blaylock was able to stretch and reach for the pylon, and it seems like he lost it when he was reaching for it. So trying to see when he reached for it if he was able to keep it from going out of bounds with full control, but they say he did. And the 6-yard touchdown pass will stand, and the Mustangs are able to capitalize on the great starting field position from their return man, Jacob Lee. And the Bulldogs' lead now is trimmed to 21-14. Bulldogs gifted the Mustangs right there with a personal foul call, and the Mustangs are able to seamlessly take care of the rest on their own, connecting 6 yards out on the touchdown reception from Braden Baker to the tight end, number 2, William Blaylock. Blaylock the second was able to stretch it and reach and get in for the touchdown. So now the Bulldogs are going to try to see if they can return the favor with a good drive of their own. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 10, Caden Cherry. Caden Cherry standing at about his own 8-yard line. Next closest return man to him will be Mobile standing at about the 25-yard line. So Carrier to kick from the 40, kicking from the right side of the field. High kick maintained by the return man, Allen Haynes, and he's finally going to be wrapped up, and tackled at about the 18-yard line. So the Bulldogs going to have this one moving from left to right. And the Bulldogs trying to see if they can answer with a drive that ends in points like they did last time. We're able to hand it off to Carter for the one play, one touchdown for 78 yards. Pretty sure they would like to just feed Carter once again. Just let him take care of the rest. Carter's a big dude back there. He's hard to bring down. Been running hard all year for the Bulldogs and doesn't show any indication of a reason to stop now. So now Bulldogs ready to go. Working in the shotgun formation. Ball's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter runs to the left side, still on his feet, still trying to spin his way out of a tackle. But finally going to be spun and brought down, still in bounds. Say spun him and finally tackled for about a 5-yard gain. So it's going to make it a 2nd down and 5 now for the Bulldogs. 2:54 remaining here in the third quarter. Personnel substitution in coming in now as tight end Vasquez is going to come in now in for wide receiver Cade Sherry. Now Tristan Gaines working in the pistol formation. He got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Gets the snap. Going to hand this one off to Carter. Carter stutter steps now trying to follow and sneak through a little hole. If you can see he has enough for the first down, might be a yard shy of it. So you need to pick up 5, and way that side judge have to say he only got 4, so it's going to make it a 3rd down and 1. See what the Bulldogs try to do here. Last couple of times when it's been a third short play, they try to hurry up to the line of scrimmage, try to snap it off quick and just run a little quarterback sneak. See if the Mustangs try to be prepared for it here this time. Right now, they're only showing 3 here, and the Bulldogs do just run back to the line of scrimmage to try to get a sneak one, and they are going to try to see if they get enough extra push for the first down, and they are going to have that push. TK Gaines got the extra push from his running back group. Needed 1 and got 4. So 1st and 10 now. Have this one at the Bulldogs 31-yard line. 1:45 has the clock stopped right now, but should continue to roll as for the head official is trying to indicate that, and the clock is rolling. 1:40 here remaining. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Shot pistol formation for Gaines. Gets the snap. Fakes the handoff. Trying to connect. The receiver does so. It's connected with Haynes. Haynes trying to make a defender miss, and finally going to be brought down. Tackled behind, past the 50 into the Mustangs territory. Officially at the Mustangs 47-yard line. So Tristan Gaines able to execute the RPO to perfection right there, hitting Haynes on the slant. Haynes was able to, if he was able to just make one more defender miss, it probably would have been a huge play that would have ended for 6 for the Bulldogs, but nevertheless, a 1st and 10 for them. Ball is spotted at the Mustangs 47-yard line. Clock is rolling, 1:10. Play clock is at 8 seconds. Shotgun formation for Gaines. Gaines going to hand this one off to Carter. Carter trying to run up the middle of the field. He's going to do so to successfully get to about 5 yards right there until he's finally thrown down to the turf. You see the hands on the hips for that Mustangs front line right there. See that Bulldogs are just tiring these big boys down right now, and they're trying to continue that right now. They're going to try to bleed as much clock as they can while seeing if Carter can find his way into the end zone. Pistol formation. Ball's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter stopped for a second. Now it's going to redirect his field at the 35, looking for a block. Comes back upfield, still on the field, 25 at the 20. Finally going to be brought down. So nice job by Carter. A play that was supposed to go to the left side. It broke down. He was able to keep his feet, make the play go all the way back to the right side, and finally brought down, tackle from behind at the Mustangs 20-yard line. As the big boy, number 76, Elias Hall has to come off for one play due to his helmet coming off. So, but he might be able to sneak back in there because that will be the last play of this third quarter. And we will go to the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs leading by a score of 21 to 14 over the Cypress Mustangs. We'll take a quick break. We'll keep right where you got it. We'll give you more coverage here of this fourth quarter. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium here in Waller, Texas, where the Bulldogs have this one here in the fourth quarter. The ball and the lead, leading the Cypress Mustangs by a score of 21-14. Have the ball here, first and 10. Ball is at the Mustang 20-yard line. They were moving from right to left. Left to right. Now they have this moving from right to left. This ball's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter trying to run this one to the right side. Bounce it out of one tackle, but then finally going to be wrapped up. Not going to be given the forward progress that he would have got if he didn't bounce back out of the initial tackle. Would have had 5, but when he got brought, they tried to bounce it out back, so he lost 2 yards. So it's going to make it he lost 3 on it. It's going to make a second down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. Gaines working in the pistol formation. Has 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Has Vasquez in the backfield as well. This ball's going to be a fake the pitch off. As the Bulldogs got lucky right there because the Mustangs were all over that play call right there. And then TK Gaines thought he would have been able to try to roll to the opposite side of where the play was supposed to go, but there was the defensive end for the Mustangs waiting for him. And then TK Gaines was just able to spin out of that one, just fall forward and just get back to the original line of scrimmage where that last play was. So make it a third down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. 10:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Ball is spotted over there on the right hash for the Bulldogs. Now it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and it's going to be snuffed up. Making that tackle was number 44, Aiden Combs. They tried to keep it with Gaines, but actually going to end up losing 2 yards right there. So we're going to see what the Bulldogs trying to do right here. If they were to bring out the field goal unit, it would be about a 40-yard attempt from here. Correct that. It'll be about 35-yard attempt, 37. But they're actually going to keep the offense out on the field right now on this 4th down and 10 play. As we have a stoppage in the play coming right now. Looks like Coach Mendoza wants to take a time and talk things over. So he'll burn one of the 3 timeouts that he has. So we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll see what the Bulldogs draw up on this 4th and 10 down play. Keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. back to ladies and gentlemen to Daikin Stadium where the Bulldogs have this one on its fourth down, 10 play. The Mustangs are bringing the pressure. This one's going to be a pass. It's going to be caught for the touchdown. TK Gaines rolling to his left, pointing out directions, and able to hit his receiver, Allen Haynes, had his feet planted in the end zone and able to hit a strike was TK Gaines to his open receiver rolling to his left. So great play call, great execution all around by the Bulldogs. Have this one 27-14. Point attempt is up. It's a short kick. And it is no good. Didn't know if Reedon got started right there. Thought it was going to get blocked. So kind of just didn't put everything into that one. So 9:42 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs are able to extend their lead after that play call right there. TK Gaines was able to throw a strike 20 yards out to his open receiver, Allen Haynes, to have our score now 27-14. Remind our listeners that you can catch any rebroadcast by visiting the obnradio.com. That's where you can go visit any rebroadcasting games and special programs. And again, that is visiting the 24-hour stream at obnradio.com. Also remind you can visit the 24-hour stream when you're doing that. You'll see the number where it says 936-463-2405, where you can text and call to share your scores and stories with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. So back deep for the Mustangs will be the oh-so dangerous number 14, Jordan Ruth. And right now they not see number 17, Mr. Harris, who had the 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown call back, but he was hurt earlier, so he must not be in the best of shape to be back deep to return this kickoff, as Reedon's kick is going to go out of bounds. You can tell that this young man is not having his best night that he's used to having. So they're going to see if they decide. Usually teams like to have the kicker re-kick it, but Mustangs are just going to take the good starting field position that will be granted to them. They'll have this one at their own 40-yard line. Again, moving from left to right are the Mustangs. Coming in wearing a white helmet, blue top, blue pants for the Bulldogs, maroon helmet, white top, white pants. Baker now, the quarterback for the Mustangs, working in the shotgun formation. He's going to hand this one off to the running back, turn around to the left side, hurdles over a defender, and going to have enough for the first down. Nice run right there by number 0, Christian White. Christian White able to pick up 12 yards on that carry. So now I have this one past midfield to the Bulldogs territory, pitching at the Bulldogs 48-yard line. Clock's going to stop momentarily at 9:29, but now continues to roll because the chains are set. Baker and his offense are working a little bit quicker now. Now they're ready to go, lined up on that offensive line. It's going to be handoff to White once again. White is trying to lower that shoulder and keep the feet churning. Has enough for about 5 yards right there until the play is finally blown dead. So second down and 5 now for the Mustangs. The Mustangs trying to work as fast as they can right now. Trailing by 2 possessions. Time is their biggest factor. 8:54 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Baker now gets the respected play call from his sideline. Now he's ready to go. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Working in the shotgun formation. Low snap. but able to manage it. Going to take a shot downfield. Going to have this intended receiver going to be caught by number 8. Manning was covered well by number 22, Byron Johnson, but Lehigh able to focus and come down with the catch on the right side of the field here, inside the Bulldogs red zone, officially at the Bulldogs 5-yard line. Clock's going to stop momentarily. The tackle made out of bounds, so 8:36. Ball's going to be handed off to White once again. White's going to be in for the 5-yard touchdown run. So the Mustangs are able to put together a drive that only took about a minute. Now have our score here. Bulldogs 27, Cy Ranch 20. Carrier coming out to attempt the point out there, attempt the hold. Holder will be number 1, Jacob Lee. Snap, hold, up, and it is good. So 8:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Cy Ranch Mustangs is able to put together a quick strike drive of their own to nap into that Waller Bulldogs lead. Bulldogs leading by a score of 27-21. We'll take a quick break. We'll keep right where you got it. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium here in Waller, Texas, with the Bulldogs leading by a score of 27-21 over the Cy Ranch Mustangs as the return man, number 10, Caden Sherry, let this kickoff sail into the end zone. So the Bulldogs will have this one starting at their own 25-yard line, again moving from right to left. The Bulldogs here for their pink out night. Again, it's a nice turnout for the Bulldogs and the Cy Ranch Mustangs. Not too far of a drive for them. Just have to pop right there on 290. They will make a good turnout here to support their Mustangs. Right now, their Mustangs have it. Their defense out on the field trying to see if they can come up with a stop here and give their ball right back to the offense. But if you're the Bulldogs, you're trying to see if you can take away as much time off that clock with the lead. Now this ball's going to fake the handoff to Robert Carter, and it's going to be complete to the wide receiver, number 2, Michael Chishinge. The RPO is able to go successfully there for about 7 yards right there. So it's going to make it a second down and 3 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is spotted at the own 32-yard line. As you see, the Bulldogs will take as much time as they can off that clock. They'll probably snap this one with for sure under 10 seconds. So now they finally break the huddle, get ready lined up. Play clock is at 10. Game clock is at 7:55. Pistol formation for a game. 1 receiver to his right, 2 to his left. This ball's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter's going to be met immediately in the backfield once that ball was handed to him. Meeting him was number 40, Devon Fuller. See, Carter's going to be lucky he got a yard right there, so he's going to make it a 3rd down and 2. See, they say number 90. Dickerson was the one that made the tackle, so it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Ball is spotted at the Bulldogs' 33-yard line. The Bulldogs just need 2 yards to keep this drive alive. 1 receiver, 2 gains to his right, 2 to his left. As we have a stoppage in the play right now, as it looks like the Mustangs are celebrating right now because they got the false start call that they needed. As the one that just made that big play happen for them was number 90, Amari Vickerson. Looks like Vickerson was able to cause havoc right there once again to have the offensive lineman jump just a little bit right there to try to get a head start to stop Vickerson. But it's actually going to cost the Bulldogs 5 yards right there. And instead of a 3rd and 2, you got a 3rd and 7 now for them, pushing them back all the way to their own 27-yard line. Clock stopped at 6:59 right now. So the clock's going to be reset to 7 minutes. So the clock is set to 7 minutes and 5 seconds. The Bulldogs are looking here at a 3rd down and 7. Shotgun formation for TK Gaines. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. This ball's going to be fake the handoff, and this ball's going to be behind the intended receiver. TK Gaines and Sherry not on the same page right there. And this is danger zone. If you're the Bulldogs, got to punt this one away to flip the field. But if you're the Mustangs, you got the huge stop that you needed. There's a lot of time left. 6:55. Cypress still has 3 timeouts, and the Bulldogs still have 2. So Mendoza is going to have to play this one smart and bring out his punting unit. Brennan, high snap, able to maintain it. Gets the kick. This one's going to take a bounce around the 50-yard line, trying to see if they can get a Bulldog bounce and some wind, but the ball's going to stop rolling at about the 44-yard line. So that's where the Mustangs will have this one, only trailing by 6. Do the Mustangs have enough in them to put together a drive here to regain the lead, where a game it seemed like that was about to get away from them, but were able to put together key drives at the right moment to keep themselves still in this ball game. Now Baker and his offense for the Mustangs back out there trying to see what they can put together here on this drive. Working in the shotgun formation. Got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. This one will be a pass trying to connect to the receiver that was trying to number 8, Manny Leha, and he falls down to the ground. Just caught the turf toe right there. So Leha only going to go for a 1-yard reception right there. So Bulldogs can thank the maintenance man right there for that tackle. So it'll be a 2nd down and 9 now for the Mustang. Ball is spotted at the old 45-yard line. Baker going to the offensive line to tell them they're blocking the assignment. Now looks to the wristband to get the play call. Now it's ready to work. Shotgun formation has a man in motion. Moving from right to left. He's going to hand this off to the running back. White trying to run to the right side again. Once again, White is able to hurdle over a defender. Still on his feet. Finally going to be ran out of bounds. And that's just the momentum. The Mustangs were not, the Bulldogs, the momentum were not wanting to give up right there. You can see the excitement on that Mustang sideline just after that run by White. Was able to leap over a defender and still stay in bounds and push this one inside the Bulldogs territory, officially at the Bulldogs 30-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. Ball is at the Bulldogs 30. Ball's going to be fake the handoff for Barker. Barker steps up in the pocket. Barker makes one man miss. Now still on his feet. Barker's at the 15. Barker's at the 10. Barker's at the 5. Barker's finally thrown down. And Barker's going to be stopped at about the 2-yard line. Barker's able to avoid the pressure right there and escape the pocket, and then just stayed on his feet, making defender Smith and finally tackle from behind at about the 2-yard line. So the clock's going to continue to roll at 5:34, but the Mustangs have this one and a chance of knocking on the door to regain the lead here. Working in a shotgun formation is Baker. The ball's going to be handed off to White. White might be about a yard shy, trying to see if they can get an extra push, not hearing that the play has been blown dead. Mustangs are indicating that it's a touchdown, but the officials are saying that he's going to be about a yard shy. So it's going to make it a 2nd down and goal now. Mustangs bringing out the big boy package now in. Bulldogs trying to see if they can match the substitution with one of their own. Now the Mustangs going to take their time and just huddle up on this second down goal play. Ball spotted at the Bulldogs 1 yard line. 4:44 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Now Barker's going to go under center. Barker's going to hand this one off to the running back, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. That's number 23. Peyton Thomas is in for the 1 yard touchdown run. So a game that's been going back and forth, and somehow, some way, the Cy Ranch Mustangs are able to find their way ahead here with 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter with the point after attempt pending. Snap, hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So the Mustangs are able to take the lead here. So now if you're the Bulldogs, you just want to drive this one all the way down the field and have the Mustangs use up their timeouts. Somehow, some way, the Mustangs do have 4 timeouts, but you still have that 2-minute timeout. But we're going to see what the Bulldogs can put together here on this next drive, trailing by a score of 27-28 to the Mustangs. Keep right where you got it. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium here in Waller, Texas, where this Waller faithful few are trying to get behind this Waller team, see if they can put together another winning drive here to improve their record to 5-1 and 3-0 in conference. In district play, this ball's going to be returned by the return man Mobile. He's still on his feet, and finally going to be brought down at about the 24-yard line. And that's where the Bulldogs will have this one. 4:28 is the time remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs are going to have this one. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Moving from right to left. It is pink out night here for the Bulldogs here at Daikin Stadium. Bulldogs elected to wear the all-white here on the pink out night. Maroon helmet, W on the right side, numbers on the left. Waller going across the chest, maroon numbers. White pants with the maroon stripe going down the side for the Mustangs. White helmet, blue top, yellow numbers outlined in white. Blue pants with the wrench going down the side of the pants. And this one's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter still on his feet, lowers that shoulder. And the play's finally going to be blown dead. Carter coming up, shaking up at the end of that play. Say he got 2 yards right there. Carter's able to actually get up on the field right there. Probably just took a quick stinger right there. That's a good sign for the Bulldogs as Carter's able to walk off the field in his own power. Trying to see, you have Coach Dennis over here trying to indicate a player off the side of the field. There would have been 12 players on the field. Somehow, some way, the Mustangs got away with that one. So 3:52 remaining here. He's got Gaines trying to elude the pressure. Pocket collapse on now, still on his feet. Back has an open receiver. It's going to be incomplete, out of the hands intended for the running back, Boudreaux. Gaines did a nice job of just getting out of the pocket. A pocket that collapsed on him, and he somehow ended up all the way back to his 10-yard line. And then able to have his intended receiver, Boudreaux, but just a little bit too high, you could say, for the short running back. So now it's going to make it a 3rd down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. Clock stopped at 3:44. Shotgun formation for Gaines. Gaines looking to pass. The ball's going to be incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Mobile. If Mobile was able to hold that one, Mobile probably would have been in for the touchdown right there. but unable to make the catch. So it's going to make it a 4th down and 8. And now Coach Mendoza has a tough decision to make here. Play clock is at 17 seconds. Game clock is stopped at 3:39. The Bulldogs have 2 timeouts right now. See if they take a timeout to see if we want to talk things over here on this 4th and 8 down play. Now play clock switched over to 20 seconds now. Now the Bulldogs keeping the offense out on the field. Sherry comes in motion from left to right. Gaines looking to pass. Going to take this one. Going to be caught. Caught by the receiver. Allen Haynes had enough for the 1st down. Caught and tackled on around the 40-yard line. So it's going to keep the drive alive for the Bulldogs. Officially, they say now at the 41-yard line. So now the Bulldogs coming up huddle for this 1st and 10 down play. Now they finally break the huddle, making their way to the line of scrimmage. Gaines working in the shotgun formation. Got 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Gets the snap, looking to pass. This is going to be incomplete. Trying to see if you're ever going to get it. We finally get the pass interference was intended for the receiver number 5, Allen Haynes. Kind of, you can say the ball wasn't catchable, kind of behind the receiver, but the defensive man did not get his head turned around in enough time, so it was enough to deem for the pass interference. Right now, officiating groups are going to huddle up and discuss things right now. You're the Bulldog faithful fan. You're hoping that it's a pass interference right now, even though it's not going to be like it is in the pros, the spot of the foul. You take that 15 yards any way you can get it. It's being a long discuss right now. Hopefully, but the way the Mustangs just showed their facial expression, looks like it's going to go against them. So the Bulldogs catch a break and come away there. So it's only going to be a spot foul right there. So they'll get this one. The ball will be spotted at the 50-yard line. So 3:07 remaining here in the 4th quarter. The Bulldogs have this one, but they're trailing by a score of 27-28. Shotgun formation for Gaines. Moves Carter from his right to his left. Gets the snap. Now he's going to hand this one off to Carter on the halfback draw right there, but looked like it was just a poor transfer, but also Carter kind of stumbled right there when he got the handoff. But then number 44, Mr. Combs, was able to tackle Carter before he was able to regain his balance, which would have been a big gain right there for the Bulldogs. So let him go for a loss of 1 yard, make it a 2nd down and 11 now for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation for Gaines. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Pump fakes to the right side. Now rolling to his right. Looking for an intended receiver. Is going to be caught. Caught by number 10, Caden Sherry. Caden Sherry did a nice job of just running his route, staying available and open for Gaines to find him, hit him on the right sideline right there. Made a nice acrobatic catch to catch the ball, stayed in bounds, then finally tackled out of bounds to stop the clock. 2:26, and that's going to have a side wrench to take one of their 3 timeouts that they have remaining. So we'll take a quick break of ourselves. Be right back. Right after this, you're listening to the Mike Broadcast Network. The Bulldogs knocking on the door. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium, where the Bulldogs have this one. 1st and 10 Ball is inside the Mustangs territory, officially at the Mustangs 28-yard line. The Mustangs have 2 timeouts. The Bulldogs have 2 timeouts. But both teams still have 1 free timeout at that 2-minute timeout. But right now, the Bulldogs have this one, trying to see if they can end this one with 7 to give themselves a cushion. This one's going to be handed off to Carter. Carter cuts right. Now it's going to cut back left. Finally brought down behind. Not after until he picked up 2 yards right there. So we're going to make it a 2nd down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs just going to take this one all the way down to the 2-minute timeout. So that will be the last play for now. We'll see what the Bulldogs can cook up here. So far, Bulldogs trailing right now by a score 27-28. Had the miss point after attempt after touchdown from 20 yards out from Tristan Gaines to Allen Haynes earlier in the game, to why the Bulldogs only had 27. Right now, the Bulldogs are trying to put as much time off that clock, get a little bit closer in the field goal range, make sure, try to ice this one out. I'm pretty sure Ethan Brennan would love to have a shot at trying to end this one. You can see him down on the sideline right there, trying to get himself focused and ready just in case that moment and his number is called. But right now, Tristan Gaines is trying to see if he can do his job to get his offense a little bit closer for him. So in the empty shotgun formation, this one will be caught by the receiver, Allen Haynes. Allen Haynes still on his feet. He's finally going to throw a receiver out of bounds. Kind of wish he would have stayed in bounds right there to have the clock still rolling. Clock's going to stop regardless to keep the change. Halftime gets set. With him running out of bounds will stop the clock completely. 1:54 remaining here. We're going to have this one all the way down at the Mustangs 10-yard line. Tristan Gaines now is going to bring his offensive line in to huddle up right now. Trying to see if they just do a quarterback keeper, just try to get a little bit closer. This is going to be a quarterback keeper. Just that. It's going to be Gaines going to keep it. It's going to fall down, but Gaines is going to get in the middle of the field just to line this one up just in case they can't get exactly into the end zone. Finally tackled from behind after a 4-yard pickup. So it's going to make it 2nd and goal. Ball is spotted at the Mustangs 6-yard line. 1:34 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Like I said, the Bulldogs are just going to take as much time as they can, as much time off that clock. Mustangs are electing to try to hold on to those timeouts as much time as they can. Play clock is at 5 seconds. Tristan Gaines looking to pass, and this is going to be incomplete. Tried to throw the out route to Allen Haynes. Is going to fall incomplete. So it's going to stop the clock at 1 minute and 12 seconds. Bulldogs here, you want to at least try to run this one to have the clock continue rolling. Maybe you force the Cy Ranch Mustangs into having to use one of the 2 timeouts that they have left remaining. You are in field goal range if you are the Bulldogs. It looks like Mendoza wants to use one of his 2 timeouts that he has left remaining to talk things over. So we'll take a quick break. Things are getting chippy and tight here at Daikin Stadium. We'll see what this last minute and 12 seconds will be. Keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
outside, to the outside, yo, to the outside, to the outside, to the outside,
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium here in Waller, Texas, where the Bulldogs have this one, 3rd and goal. Ball is spotted at the Mustangs 6-yard line. Bulldogs cannot pick up a first down to keep the drive alive. They need to get this one into the end zone, and they do so successfully there. Catching a 6-yard touchdown is number 12, Mr. Mobile. To out of the timeout, the quick strike on the slant from Gaines to Mobile. Have this one Waller 33, Cy Ranch 28. Bulldogs are going to have the offense out on the field to attempt this 2-point conversion to extend the lead back to 7. Now, Bulldogs line up in a pistol formation. Sins comes in motion from left to right. This ball's going to be kept by Gaines. This ball's going to be caught for the 2-point conversion. We have a late penalty marker coming in right now. And looks like it's going to go against the Bulldogs for taunting or unsportsmanlike conduct. Or unless they might get the Bulldogs for illegal man downfield. But the flag came well late after Allen Haynes was in for the 2-point conversion. They had already confirmed it. Right now, the officials huddle up right there in the end zone to discuss who will be getting penalized right now. But it's going to stand so far. The Bulldogs 35, Cy Ranch Mustangs 28. Well, I'm going to have to take that one back, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of those questions I'm going to have to ask my good buddy, Coach Northern, or even our producer, Mike Prince. How in the world can you go illegal man downfield and it's 2 yards? But if you're the Bulldogs, you're going to see if you can net up something here. Now it's going to push you back to about the 8-yard line. Bulldogs going to keep the offense out on the field. It's going to be 8 yards out just to get 2 points. But also very important 2 points right here. So now Gaines in the shotgun formation. Has to Singe over there to the right. Excuse me, that's Haynes to the right. Now gets the snap. Looking to pass. Now going to have all day to throw. Now rolling to his right. Doesn't have an open receiver. This was going to be caught. Caught for the 2-point conversion, but I think they're going to get Allen Haynes for the pass interference. Didn't look like he put too much of a force right there, trying to get himself open. TK Gaines did a nice job of throwing the ball to where only his receiver could get it. Right now, we're going to see what this penalty marker. They're looking for a number 6, but that's number 6. Well, I'm looking for a number 6 for the Bulldogs, and they say that was Marvelous Brown, the one that's going to be flagged for a pass interference. So, out of all this, instead of it's going to be a long 2-point conversion now for the Bulldogs. It's pushed all the way back to the Mustangs 23-yard line. Shotgun formation. Gaines steps up in the pocket. Is going to take this one and throw it into the end zone. And it's going to be incomplete. But now you got a penalty marker coming in. I was just about to say, if you're going to call that little small handsy on pass interference, you got to call it both ways. So hopefully the Bulldogs can get those 15-yard penalties that they just lost. Depending on the call, it was a late penalty marker coming in after the play. Going through all of this, I wonder if you just kick the point after attempt. But it's 7 points is so valuable and important right now. Got to do everything that you can. So yet we'll try this point after attempt once again. Now the Bulldogs are going to have this one a little bit closer now. Now the Bulldogs. Ball's finally down, getting the correct spotting. So now they finally spot this one inside the Mustang 10, officially back at the Mustangs 8-yard line. So here we go. 2-point conversion for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation for Gaines. Gaines looking to pass, rolling to his left. Now going to try to roll out to his left some more. Just going to pump a good throw. It's going to be in. Does he die? Does he have enough for the 2-point conversion? He hit the official is saying no good. TK Gaines hit the pylon. If you hit the pylon, it's good enough. But we do have a penalty marker yet again in the backfield behind the play. So we'll see where this one stands. Any indication, usually that's a sign for holding. So I guess the officiating team had enough of the point attempt tries. So they're going to say it's finally no good. TK Gaines was not able to get in. So the Bulldogs will stay 33-28. 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Do the Bulldogs have one last stop in that defense, or do the Mustangs have one last stop or one last drive left in that offense to take and steal one away here from the Bulldogs? Or do the Bulldogs do have some kind of grace right now back deep? Who won't be back deep for the Mustangs will be number 17, Tremont Harris. But Cypress Ranch Mustangs special team as a whole still has been explosive all night. Still have to worry about number 7, Derek McCullough, and number 14, Jordan Ruth. If they see any daylight getting their Mustangs into good starting field position. So we're going to see if Breeden can at least kick this one away from them, or at least pin them inside their own side. This one is going to be a kick. Takes a bounce. It's finally picked up by the Mustangs. It's going to be trying to run this one to the left side and finally angled and tackled out of bounds. Able to pick up good blockage right there was number 18, Joshua Richard Jr. And this one will have the Mustangs with good starting field position. Going to have this one starting, they say, at their own 45-yard line. Mustangs have it. 2 timeouts remaining, 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs have to do everything that they can do to keep the Mustangs out of the end zone. Now Baker is ready to see if he can put together a game-winning drive for his offense. Baker looking to pass, going to step up in the pocket. He's going to be brought down Not going to be for a sack. Going to say he actually got enough for 2 yards. Wrapped up by number 13, Tatum Kyle. So it's going to be a second down and 8 now for the Mustangs. Not electing to take a timeout right there. 40 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Baker looking to pass. He's going to take a shot. He's going to connect with his receiver and just going to take this one and run out of bounds. Had enough for the first down. Picked up 12. Past midfield. Ball is in the Bulldogs territory. Officially at the Bulldogs 41-yard line. Clock's going to stop at 34 seconds. So the Mustangs don't necessarily have to rush this next play off as they're taking their time looking over to the sideline. It's going to be the best 2-minute offense that the Mustangs have to put together if they want to come away with the win. Play clock is at 15 seconds. Now, Baker looks like we're going to have a stoppage in the play right now. Looks like Mendoza wants to take a timeout and talk things over with this defense. So with 34 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs lead by a score of 33-28 over the Cypress Ranch Mustangs. We'll take a quick break, but keep right where you got it. You're listening to the Young Mike Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Daikin Stadium here in Waller, Texas. The Bulldogs leading by a score of 33-28 over the Cypress Ranch Mustangs, but the Mustangs have this one inside the Bulldogs territory. Ball is spotted at the Bulldogs 41-yard line. Bulldogs have no timeouts remaining. The Cypress Ranch have 2. Shotgun formation for Barker. Looking to pass, going to take a shot. Is going to be connected with his receiver, the man who made the last catch, number 8, Manny Lehigh. Lehigh's able to catch this one and get wrapped up out of bounds. Stop the clock at 28 seconds. I'm going to say he's at the Bulldogs 31-yard line. So once again, heads up play by Lehigh to get out of bounds to stop the clock to allow this Mustang offense to at least settle down and get the correct formation that they need. Play clock is at 10 seconds. Now Barker gets the correct play call from the sideline, telling his offensive line not ready to go. Empty formation now. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Look at the pass. Going to step up in the pocket. It's going to be caught. It's going to be in for the touchdown. Barker stepping up in the pocket, able to find his wide receiver, Aleja, on 3 straight connections. So 31 yards out. Didn't even have to use any of the timeouts because Aleja was able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. Last 2 times he was targeted. So now it's going to bring out the point after attempt. Snap, kick is up, and it is good. So 21 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Mustangs now leading by a score of 35-33. Bulldogs just got to get this one into field goal range. So they're hoping, if not a house call, a huge return out of their return man to set them up what would be a game-winning field goal if everything is able to go the Bulldogs' way. But right now, the Mustangs were able to put together one heck of a drive up their own to drive down the field. How we got there, the Bulldogs were unable to successfully get in a 2-point conversion that would have extended their lead by 7, which would have gave them a little bit of a cushion. Because the worst case the matter if the Bulldogs got the 2-point conversion The Mustangs would have scored. They would have just saw it in time, but their worst nightmare here is now they're trailing by a score of 35-33. But the game is far from over if you still believe. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 10, Caden Sherry. Number 12, low and mobile. Low line drive kick. Will be picked up by Mobile at the 10-yard line. Mobile trying to follow his blockers. Mobile running to his own return man right there. And finally going to be stopped at around the 23. So it's going to be about 14 seconds remaining here. See what the Bulldogs try to do here. Of course, the Bulldogs, again, don't have any timeouts remaining here. See the Bulldogs try do some pitch and lateral, get out of bounds, stop the clock. See if they try to get as much as they can on one play, but they cannot work the middle of the field as they would like to. But if they get a first down, the clock will stop in order for the change to get ready. So your best bet, try to get out of bounds to save yourself as much havoc as you can. Now TK Gaines, see if he can put together a game-winning drive of his own. Looking to pass. Going to take this one, going to be incomplete. Not seeing any penalty markers on the field right now, so good coverage over there. Trying to complete to his receiver, number 5, Allen Haynes. So he's going to stop the clock at 10 seconds. Ten seconds remaining here in our contest. The Bulldogs got to try and see if they can get as much back here. Ball's going to, Gaines is going to fall down to the ground, and I think that's going to end it. That will end it. And Cy Ranch is able to pull the comeback behind Wynn and stun Waller. Waller will not be able to capitalize on that one, and their record will fall to 4-2 and 2-1 in district. But for the Cypress Ranch Mustangs, they will improve to 4-2 and 3-0 overall in district play. As you can see, the frustration coming in from the Bulldog players. As you can see, they let one slip away from them. They'll like to have this one back. They'll have to go back to the drawing board and get things ready for their next matchup when they go take on Bridgeland on the road at Bridgeland. Game is supposed to be kicking off at 1 p.m. on that Saturday. And the next broadcast for the Prairie A&M University Panthers here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network will be also on that Saturday. Giving you live coverage from state of Louisiana in Baton Rouge. And we have, of course, as you would expect it, we got some pushing and shoving going in after the end of the play. So hopefully this doesn't get out of hand. We got some punches now coming in. So, oh, my Lord. We got some. This is getting out of hand. Oh, my God. So we'll take a break. We'll step away. It's sad that this one got the way it did, but emotions got the best of these young men. So we'll step away. But thank you for tuning in today's broadcast. I am Philip Prince. Today, Cy Ranch Mustangs were able to pull one from behind and stun Waller, coming out victorious by a score of 35-33. Until then, you'll be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.
outside. Oh, meet me outside. Yeah, yeah,